Hey everyone, it's Dan Charles with Light Forex. Today is January 8th. The market is just closed. I'm going to do a breakdown of the major Forex pairs. Please hit the subscribe button and also hit the like button if you're liking my results from my videos. We're going to go through it and see what I said last time, if and what came true, and then we'll do an analysis of what I see going forward. Okay, let's start with the Australian USD. As usual, got our daily, weekly, monthly, 240-minute, and 60. Here's our list. Okay, so last day, I was saying that we had to watch the support on the Australian USD. 68.29, 0.69, sorry, 0.6929, basically 69.30. That important support level. And I was saying we could get a little bit of a rebound, but I said overall we're looking like there's more downward pressure, and I said that the weekly looked like there's more potential downside, and the monthly there was more potential downside. And I always talk about the center line of the monthly candle, and you can see that was roughly around 68.87 roughly. You can see that's been taken out. Actually, right here's the center line I drew in on the daily. So you can see here that got taken out, and here we are. We have this next level of support, and that's at the low of 68.38. You can see on this little breakout pullback, we found support 0.6838. That price was hit twice, and then this little move, next leg up, we become overextended. To me, it looked like there was some more downside, and that definitely happened. Going forward, I'm expecting more of a bounce, more of a rebound for next day. This has just had such a big collapse, and it looks like we are holding some support at this price. We have to look at 0.6840, but also that 68.38 support. Let's take a quick look at the Australian futures. As you know, if you're watching my videos, I like to combine the Forex pairs with the futures. Looking at this chart here, big gap down, and there was some support on the 6th at the low of 69.37. That got taken out yesterday, and here's that support on the futures at 68.53. Yeah, we're very overextended, and we have this big gap up. I'm leaning towards a rebound on the Australian dollar for tomorrow, Thursday the 9th. Let's take a look at the Euro USD. Okay, Euro USD was another one where it said, to me it looked like on the weekly and the monthly there was more downside. Again, I talk about that center candle, center line of the monthly chart, which was December. You can see we're right around that price right now. I did talk about a potential rebound though for the next day, because this is where we looked at it on the 3rd. So you see the rebound happen, and then we continue to go down. So I was expecting, just with this long lower wick, to me it looked like we could get a rebound. And this could have easily just continued this uptrend, but yesterday it went down, and it's looking quite bearish on the euro. But it looks like we're holding that center line right now of the December candle. So look for that, and that center is 1.1100. So that's going to be the important price on the euro. Let's see if it can hold that price. To me, this looks like this could have a bit of a rebound as well. It's obviously looking very, very bearish. We have other levels lower than this of support. We could talk about 1.1067 as well, and there was some support at 1069. But let's see if it can hold this support at 1100 first. Let's take a look at the Euro futures. Okay, Euro Futures, very, very bearish candle today. You can see price opens, bulls are in control, driving price up, but then what was support at 11,795, I drew in this support here, hits resistance, hits a high of 11,780 and then down. So what was support becomes resistance and then down. The sellers are in control, looking very, very bearish. If you look at the monthly, you can just see here we're very choppy. We're very up, down, up, down. We're up October, we're down November, we're up December, and so far we're down in January, looking like really bearish, but big gaps. Very important level of support here at 1.11300. So watch for that support on the futures. It's just looking so bearish, but I think that a rebound could come on this one as well. But it really needs to bust through this resistance price of 11. You could say 7.9, but let's just 11.8, 1.118. So that would be how I would play the euro. It's looking very bearish, but expect a rebound. Watch the resistance. If that breaks, that resistance breaks above, this could definitely come back up to the moving average on the daily. This is the double exponential moving average I have on the daily chart. Set at 14. And then we got to watch this support down here at 1.11305. Okay, on to the pound. Okay, so when I looked at this on the 3rd, it definitely looked more bearish to me on the 3rd. But I commented that just based on the weekly, this was such a bearish week. Previous, we had a bullish week holding support, and I was saying that quite often when you have a very bearish candle with a long upper wick, and before that there was a very bullish candle with a lower wick, it's going to continue in the direction of the first more bullish candle. So that initially happened on the 6th. It rebounded, but it was looking quite overextended on the monthly. So I chose to be more neutral on the pound, and you can see that was a pretty good thing because we're just we're choppy, we're sideways, we're up, we're down, and we're just kind of in this range. So going forward, we got to watch the low on the 3rd, and we got to look at these highs up here, 32.19 with the low 30.53. We're just in this range. We really want to make sure we want price to break either above, we go more bullish. If it breaks below, of course, you look at the weekly chart and you can just see these lower highs in place. The way the weekly's setting up, it's very, very bearish, as was last week as well. It does look like it's more lining up to go lower, and like mentioned, just the overall monthly chart is looking like it could come down more. So it's choppy, it's sideways. I want to be more neutral, but I do see more points to more downside. But let's see if it can hold this support at around 30.53, 30.55. Let's take a look at the pound futures though. Pound futures, pretty much the same thing. We're in this little range. Yeah, it's always safer to wait for it to break one way or the other. So the low on the 3rd was 1.3094. The high on the 6th was 3,200. So 3,200, that's going to be important resistance. Yeah, I'd want to see that break above 3,200 going forward. But like I was saying, the monthly just looks like it could definitely come back more. But it is holding roughly that center of the body of last month's last month's candle. So there's a bunch of things, and like I've just pointed out, I see some signs we could go up. I see some signs we could go down. I'm leaning more to the downside, but then you see this, we're hovering around that support price. So I'm going to remain being neutral on the pound. Okay, on to New Zealand. Now, New Zealand and the Australian are usually going to be pretty close, pretty similar trading. Yeah, last day I was saying we could get a bounce because we hit some support at 67.02. The low on December 26th was 66.44. The low on the 3rd was 66.44, and then the low on the 6th was 66.44 again. So yeah, I was thinking we could get a rebound on the 6th. That happened. But I did say again that it looked like there was could potentially more downside, putting in lower highs. The high on the 6th was 66.80. You could see the high yesterday, 66.79, so it came within 1 pip of that price, and then here we are going down. Looking at this one, you can just see here putting in lower lows and lower highs, but it does appear to me like there could be a time for a rebound on this one. But let's take a look at the New Zealand futures. Okay, look at that. That exact line I drew in on the New Zealand futures, that exact low was hit yesterday, 66.32. So that is interesting. Yeah, we definitely are overextended. The way I'm looking at this, it looks to me like there could be more of a bounce on the New Zealand dollar tomorrow. It looks like it's holding that center line of the previous month. So let's see if we get that bounce. That's where I'm leaning for tomorrow. Okay, on to the USD-CAD. Now the USD-CAD, when I looked at this on the 3rd, I was saying that I think we had more upside, more of a bounce to the upside. And we haven't updated the price yet today. It should kick in a second. Sometimes that happens, but it went higher. So I called it going higher. There it is. And it did do that. You can just see I drew in the last time we looked at this. It was very early in the month, only the 3rd, the last time I did a video, but it was already putting in the higher lows. I did draw on this mid price. Is it going to get to that price? 31.26. It's all the way right up here, 31.26. We'll see. Going forward, I think there definitely is some more upside on the USD-CAD. But I think this could come back a little bit the next trading day. Let's take a look at the Canadian dollar, because that sometimes will make things a little more clear. Yeah, I was more bearish on the Canadian dollar, bullish on the USD-CAD. Obviously, those are going to be the opposite movers. Yeah, to me it just looked like there was more downside on the Canadian dollar. And at this stage, we filled in this gap. So you see here on the 30th of December, this gap up. And it's looking like we've pretty much filled that gap in. Look at that, almost exactly. The high, 76.665. The low, 76.665. So look for a bounce on the Canadian dollar. And a possible down on the USD-CAD. Now, to me, it still looks like this could have more upside, but I just think this is going to come down a bit tomorrow, and the Canadian dollar could have a rebound. Okay, lastly, the USD yen. So USD yen. So yeah, USD yen, I was expecting a rebound. We looked at this on the 3rd of my last video. I was expecting a rebound. You can see that has happened. This will populate any second now, or the 8th today. So yeah, there it is. Wasn't expecting a rebound like that, but I was definitely expecting a rebound the last couple days, which happened. You can see this is such a big range today. Big drop. Bears were in control. Bulls took over. Looks like there's more upside, but I think this could come back. Whenever you have a big range like this, huge range, even though it's definitely looking more bullish on all the time frames, I would not be surprised if this pulls back. Watch that price 109. That's going to be a key support price. Maybe it comes back, holds 109, continues the uptrend. But also look around this center line, 108.80, the center of the body of this candle. Just looking at the smaller time frames, the 240, this is definitely telling me that this will have a little bit of a pullback. But overall, it's looking bullish, and but expect a little bit of a pullback. Let's take a look at the yen futures. All right, here's the yen futures today. So last time I looked at this on the 3rd, I said expect this to pull back. And that happened exactly. Was I expecting this big of a pullback? Probably not, just like the USD yen, but I was definitely expecting this to pull back, fill this gap in a bit, come back to the moving average. It accomplished that after the 2 days, and then we're going further. But this has been just such a massive range in the last 4 trading days that just like the USD yen could come back a bit and then continue being bullish, I think this could pull up a little bit and then continue the downward momentum. That is it for the breakdown for the currencies. Please hit the like button if you like my analysis. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.